Pre-dawn on the causeway. Carentan waits ahead, crouched behind rain and hedges. Narrow causeway under our boots, black water on both sides, breath slow and measured. Orders by whisper. Pairs only, short rushes, cover each crossing. We take that farm line first, mark routes, and keep the radio quiet unless it matters. First shots far. Dust jumps on the distant berm, a polite reminder. Not close yet, but close enough to change our posture and shorten our sentences. Crawl the plank bridge. Wood is slick and noisy as a rumor. We crawl the plank, elbows finding purchase, promising the water we won't fall in. Smoke ready. Wind favors us for once. Pin out, canister low, roll it shallow. Let gray weather bloom exactly where our feet must pass. Rush to hedgerow. Hedge equals life this morning. We sprint, slide into a ditch. Pack straps catch mud, and elbows buy seconds we can actually spend. Clicker check. Click, click, pause. Click, click, back from left. Strangers become a file by tiny sounds, and a road becomes ours by quiet agreement. Farm silhouette.
Roofline ahead and mist, windows dark, yard still. That shape is step one to Carentan. Everything else is the price of admission. Teeth in that window, chalked on the map, circled twice. We will not chew through, we'll slip past and spend time elsewhere. Faint fire short. A gentle nudge up front to turn heads, nothing dramatic. While eyes chase noise, our boots harvest distance along the hedged left. Smoke across the lane. Throw low, let the lane drown in soft gray. 2 and 2 cross in rhythm, disappearing and arriving like practiced magic. Breach the low wall. Stone under ribs, rain on knuckles, then we're over. We land shallow, breathe once, and become paint along that wet facade. Door tap and entry. One tap, wait a heartbeat, door yields. Corners first, then the middle. Empty space earns our trust only after we check it. Room clear, floor slick, boxes stacked, hooks on a beam. Light sweeps once, twice, no shapes talk back. Chalk a small mark and move on. Alley to the barn. Barn alley is tight and dripping. Keep it thin, 2 forward. Eyes hunt gutters and sills where surprises like to sit. Window flash distant. A wink in plaster, then quiet. We answer with smoke instead of pride, trading visibility for movement and a cleaner heartbeat. Lane sprint. 10 yards of weather and hope. Knees high, shoulders low, splash past the ruts, dirt welcomes us behind that muddy lip. Bazooka team ready. Tube up, simple math. 1 clean shot changes conversations. We mark the angle, hold breath, and let patience holster our impulse.
Distraction burst. Short. Not for damage, just attention. A dusty shrug from the roofline, enough to turn curiosity while our left door opens possibility. Courtyard control. Barrels, a wagon, a shallow arch. We measure corners like currency, post a glance each way, then pay forward with positions. Upstairs check. Wood stairs complain if you let them. Toe to edge, slow cadence, floorboard memory tested. Landing clear, doors breathe and wait. Attic silhouettes, beams and hay, air that holds nothing. Our light writes along rafters, silence signs the room over. Chalk to beam and descend. Back wall to fields. Rear gate shows a hedged field and a listening ditch. We crack it open, let the world speak, then slip back to the causeway. Causeway bend. Fence leans with the wind. Ahead, a crossroad is a promise and a problem. We angle toward stone and try to stay smaller. Low crawl under wire. Belly to mud, pack scraping grass, breath filing down to whispers. A gentle push forward and the wire forgets to stop us. Contact right, abstract. Right edge talks in short syllables. We answer just enough to shrink the voice, then borrow 20 yards from the hedgerow. Cut across pasture. Pasture carries fog like a blanket. Pears dash, stones accept us. Far off, a bell tower insists we're headed the correct wrong way. Junction to town. Road sign points where names matter and corners argue. We underline the route, then step into streets that will learn our footsteps. First town houses. Stone, shutters, gutters that sing. Pavement slick enough to show our faces. The town has rules. We nod and follow them.
Doorway hold. Threshold becomes a pause button. Wait for the pair. Pass a glance. Then flow through space we haven't met yet. Entry stack. Stack tight along clammy plaster. Fingers rest on jams. Eyes trade lanes. Rain taps code on our helmets while we breathe in. Door crack and listen. A finger's width of promise. Houses talk if you let them. Pipes tick. Rooms exhale. We harvest clues and spend them downstairs. Stairs up, split. One climbs toward questions. Two stretch the hallway thin. We divide the building like a map until it behaves like one. Window to street. Second floor pane frames a narrow river of stone. We note the junction, count possible mouths, then record angles in our pockets. Rooftop hop. Tile turns to mirror under rain. A careful step to the next lip. A short hop, then shelter behind a friendly chimney. MG lane marked. Avoid. Below a long corridor of regret. We draw a red line on the map and promise to spend our minutes somewhere wiser. Drop back to courtyard. Down into a yard of barrels and puddles. Corners checked. Shadows greeted. Doors weighed. Right-hand frame earns our next hello. Breach by pry. Quiet leverage beats loud courage. Steel kisses latch. Wood sighs. Space opens. We enter low, letting silence go first. Hallway slice. A corridor with opinions. We slice each corner into manageable truths, then stitch them back together into a safe sentence. Street cross under rain. Smoke writes a short chapter across the lane. Two shapes cross, become part of the opposite wall, and reread their breathing. Map. Church quarter. Bell tower pulls streets like gravity. We sketch the route, time the crossings, align watches, then make our boots agree. Window feint and flank. Noise volunteers up front. We tiptoe down the quiet road, counting gutters, letting distraction rent the attention we can't afford. Stairwell hold. Stone steps funnel people into patience. We work them slow, muzzle low, ears ahead, letting echo warn us before anything else can. Cross Street Peak. A keyhole view of danger. We pick the slice that won't be picked back, then vault across into another breath of cover. Mark, cleared. A chalk mark small as a promise. It buys time for future feet, including ours when the street forgets who owns it. Intersection setup. Four mouths of road, arguing with rain. We assign angles, post BAR at the corner, and teach the intersection our schedule. Wire across lane. Remove. A thin line drawn across our day. Cut clean, coil it quiet, make the lane forget it ever tried to trip us. Attic overwatch. Ladder into warm dust and a narrow view. Sandbags cradle elbows. We turn the street into moving notes on a staff. Lantern silhouettes distant. Faint lights drift and fade. We hold breath, let shadows pass, and offer the night our silence instead of our location. Basement clear. Pipes, barrels, damp walls with a memory. We rinse the corners with light, find nothing that argues, and stamp a small chalk truth. Telephone line cut. Civility with wire cutters. A hush falls along the wall as voices lose distance. We leave the town speaking to itself. Quiet post change. Hands on shoulders, sectors exchanged like coins. The street keeps moving while our positions trade names without speaking. Rain swell. Drops grow heavier, lens goes blind. Sleeve clears the view. puddles chatter, and the city smells like iron and old stone. Street push 2 by 2. 2 forward, 2 breathe. Repeat until pavement agrees. Every pause under a gutter buys courage for the next 3 meters. Corner mirror check. Let glass risk what skin can't. A small circle shows a bigger world. Nothing yawns back, so we file another calm step. Courtyard link up. Another pair blooms from a stairwell. Gestures weave routes together until we're a rope again, stronger than the rain thinks. Mark backup route, arrow backward in chalk, tucked where only we'll notice. In case a street forgets us, we'll remember the exit first. Night perimeter set. 2 entries, an arch, 1 alley. We stitch them with patience. Sectors posted, radios low. The block learns our names. Whispernet. Canvas over the set keeps rain from opinions. In position floats on air, meets hold, and lands quietly on our map. Quiet watches. Second hand walks slow when cities hold their breath. We let time lengthen, then shorten it with a single practiced inhale. First pale light. Dawn scrubs black into steel. Facades wake, gutters silver, and the square shifts from threat to task list in our heads. Street dust kick, distant. Far crossroads stirs, a polite warning. We keep answers short. Smoke first, then movement, letting distance do the heavy lifting. Move under smoke. We walk the weather we made. Wall to palm, heel to toe, every step a small signature that the fog agrees to hide. Bay AR cover, bound. Cover speaks in short sentences, feet answer with longer ones. 2 bound forward, trade places, and let rhythm carry courage. Crossroads hold. This knot of streets learns our schedule. Posts at 12, 3, 6, 9. Radios whisper holding while the bell tower listens. Call for correction, distant. Grid sent clean. Pencil underlines it twice. Standby stretches a second into 2. Somewhere a distant thump rewrites a corner. Shift and push. When echoes are louder than shouts, we move. Wall hugged, low and patient, we pass the story to the next doorway. Alley pinch. A hallway outdoors, narrowed by buckets and years. We slide sideways, breathe shallow, and let the courtyard adopt us quietly. Clear staircase and mark. Steps up, corners tamed, nothing argues. We leave a chalk check on the rail, a breadcrumb our memory can follow later. Town square site. Square is too much sky, not enough cover. We plan with columns, count beats between rushes, and fold ourselves into stone. Dash across arcades. Post to post, rain drumming approval. Each sprint a sentence, each stop a period. Grammar for staying alive in public. Shopfront hold. Handshades glare, window gives nothing back. We honor the quiet, drift along the glass, and let restraint keep the pace. Rally with platoon. More boots, same mission. Shoulders touch, map opens, sectors split like pie. The square accepts our plan because we act like owners. Counterpush begins. Distant, abstract. Far street gathers its nerve. We let patience be concrete, answer with brief taps, and refuse to spend more than necessary. Crest and hold, resolve. Carentan holds because we held the small things. Hedges, corners, minutes. The day will cost less now. We paid correctly at night.